Señoras y señores,
welcome a Diálogo con Luis Otero.
So welcome, guys, to another edition of Diálogo with Luis Otero. This is your host, Luis Otero. Very thankful to all of you that you're watching today. Another great episode that we have for all of you here in Diálogo. We exceeded already the 75,000 downloads in all our platforms, so we want to thank you all for supporting Diálogo with Luis Otero. I really will request all of you that please follow us in Instagram, Twitter at Diálogo con Otero, or definitely you guys can definitely send us an email at dialogoluisotero@gmail.com. We have another amazing episode today. These two amazing guests that I have with me today, they've been involved in the movie and film industry for many years. It's very, very, very cool because it's the first time that we have in the show a couple that works, a couple that produces, a couple that they're executive producers, that they direct, but at the same time that they're Latinos. They're opening doors to a lot of Latinos and a lot of us, in the Hollywood industry. And not only that, but it's amazing to see that they're really bringing the culture together and providing amazing content. And they have a tremendous new project called Our Quinceañera. That is an amazing documentary directed and produced by Fanny Grande. Today I have the amazing Nelson Grande and her wife, Fanny Grande. And Fanny is the director of Our Quinceañera. So welcome, both of you guys. Thank you for accepting the invitation to be in Diálogo with Luis Otero today. It's a pleasure to have you both today in the show.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for having us, Luis.
No, thank you both for just allowing us to easily interview you guys. And we have Molly Grande as a guest too. That is the third member of the family. He's a Chihuahua, and she's going to be joining us as well in the interview. So I want to thank both of you. It's the first time that we do this, that we have you guys on the show, but it's incredible because I was reading a lot about you, Nelson, a lot of you, Fanny, and you guys have careers of many years. Nelson, you've been an actor, you have been a producer, you've been, involved in a lot of the projects that as well Fanny is being a director, because Fanny, you have run all the bases. You've been an actress, you've been a producer, you've been a director. So how you guys started, first of all, in the business, because I see that you guys been here in the industry for multiple years. How you both started? If you can start, Fanny, and then Nelson, if you guys can talk a little bit more how the passion for doing film and being in the movie business started.
Well, thanks for having us, first of all.
Yeah.
So I'm from Venezuela, so that's where I started acting when I was really, really young. Like, one of my first memories is of me performing on stage.
Awesome.
So, when I moved to the States to pursue my acting career and to get my degree, attended University of Colorado. A lot of the roles, they would do plays at the college, but I would never get cast, and I couldn't understand why, because I had been acting my whole life. So I shortly discovered it was because there's a lot of misconceptions and stereotypes about what being a Latino is or Latina.
Yeah.
So I decided a professor really encouraged me to start creating my own content. And that's what I did really young. I started, writing plays first, and then I wrote my first short film. And, I graduated and I moved to Hollywood to pursue my career even further. And I found that even more. The problem here was even worse. The stereotypes that came. I don't know if you read, but a study that just came out recently that shows that Latinos are the most underrepresented group.
I agree.
In the media.
Yeah, I read.
And then most of those representations are negative stereotypes. So I decided to start creating my own content, not just for me, but for other talented Latinos that I was meeting here in Los Angeles. And that's actually how I met Nelson.
Yeah.
He was in one of my first short films about 15 years ago. And we were actually actors in the same music video for Jen Rivera.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
we
wow.
were in that together.
Yes.
Wow.
So
That's awesome.
We crossed paths about 15 years ago. And, I've been making films on my own for about that long. I did my first feature film called Homebound about 6 years ago.
2000,
I
that
produced,
was 2013, correct? 2013.
Huh?
That was released in 2013, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, crazy. So I crowdfunded it. Yeah, I I couldn't get it funded the traditional way because I wanted to make a movie that was about an American family that just happened to be a Latino family. No stereotypes, no gangbangers, no border story. I really just wanted to tell a simple, heartfelt story about a family who was struggling that just happened to be a Latino family. So then I couldn't get it. I couldn't get it funded the traditional way because a lot of the studios or production companies were asking me to attach a name. But as you know, there are very few names in the Latino community. So I was trying to create names out of this film. So I decided to fund, which I didn't really know what that was back then, but I gave it a shot. And I failed miserably because I didn't know what it was. But I learned a lot. So I picked up myself again and did another crowdfunding campaign and was able to raise enough to produce the movie. But it was really beautiful because the community really got behind it and they were helping me produce it. They were producing it with me. So I was able to distribute directly to the community. And that's sort of what my path has been. Just not wait for anybody to give me a green light, but create it myself.
It's impressive because you as well, Nelson, you have, work in the projects very hands-on with Fanny and as an actor, you see, as well as she's a director, one of those few women directors that is, a true honor to have you both because as a team, you guys complement each other, in these projects and, you have to just be creative. And it's extremely powerful what you said, Fanny, about that we're very underrepresented, even in this era as Latinos in Hollywood. And I feel that there's obviously that typecast and it's very difficult sometimes to go over that. I had the opportunity to speak with Benicio del Toro a couple of years ago and he's still typecast after just even winning an Oscar. And he said I feel that just I really getting close in this bubble and they don't allow me just to do other roles, like it happened to him that they approached him for Wolfman, and he said after that they never have approached me for a role like this, again. And I feel that obviously you both owners of Avenida Productions, that is your amazing company, and just working together, you have to be sometimes a little bit frustrating in the process just to get an example like Homebound 2013, great, movie, getting funded. You gotta be sometimes the struggle of what we need to put as content for them to be attractive to it. I feel that sometimes even Hollywood, and I don't know if I'm speaking to the choir, I'm speaking correctly about this, but I feel that it's dominated by the major studios. And I feel that they overlook so many good work out there from Avenida Productions or companies like yourself that I'm like, there's great stories out there that they should be distributed. So
They don't get us.
Yeah.
Don't understand us. This is why we opened our company.
Yeah. Oh, can you throw that air conditioner, please? Yeah, and the good thing with that, Luis, is that with all of these new platforms, like Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, it really gives independent creators a chance to get their work seen, because all of these new networks are off to the races to try to find content to fill their time slots and to attract viewers. And it's giving the studios a run for their money. It's showing them that they're not the only cool places that projects go to be made. So it's a good time. It is a good time. There's definitely a lot of work that needs to get done.
Correct.
But it's changed, and we need to take advantage of that right now.
No, I completely agree with you both. And talking about your both careers, Nelson, you had credits working for General Hospital, that was, it's been, that was a staple on TV for many years, Blood Money, Bruce Reed, Mansion of Blood, Great Anatomy, having been on those stages, and as well yourself, Fanny, being on, directing, but not only that, but being in series as an actress, because you have run all the bases like Southland, Il Destino, obviously Homebound, that was the project of yours, Spark, and you have many other projects on the horizon. as
Lots of commercials.
yeah.
I've done lots of commercials. We like commercials.
No, of course. And I think that obviously that's one of the things that, as you both as a team, Fanny and you, Nelson, you got to run all the bases, being owners, entrepreneurs, being actors, work for other projects, and obviously still, stay active, because your resumes are incredible. They really, I got to commend you for that and respect you guys for that, because it is difficult to live off the passion that you have. And I got to say that you guys are a true inspiration, not only for myself or for a lot of other Latinos that are out there, but I feel that it's a very crowded space and you guys are being able to succeed. So I got to say, I got to commend you guys that for having such career. But with all these great projects that you guys have done a lot, a lot of those years, how those have groomed you to be in this stage? Because I feel that you guys are now a production house. You guys have not only Our Quinceañera that we're going to talk about, this amazing project and a tremendous award that you guys won that you guys going to explain to us a little bit further, but you guys are producing as well a Freaking Love You. I think that you guys have other projects. So tell me about these other projects and how you guys go about it now after all these years of experience, just being Avenida Productions.
Yeah, so what we do is very different. We're the only company that does what we do. So, Fanny spent a lot of years in the space of working with like organizations and 501c3s and supporting filmmakers, and it's wonderful. So she's got a lot of experience with that. We wanted to do the same thing with Avenida, but a different mold to be able to really specifically help filmmakers a lot. So the reason I explain all that is because what we have working on is a wide variety of things. It's not just projects we're producing, it's projects that we're helping fund as well. Like Fanny mentioned earlier, we're experts at crowdfunding for film and projects like that. So we help a lot of creators with that. We have about maybe 14 projects on the board currently, just for funding. And, we've raised millions of dollars for filmmakers that celebrate diversity. So that's that. When it comes to production, we have Our Quinceañera, which we'll talk about shortly, that's just finished. We have 2 other projects that are in post-production phase. And we have our series, Our Freaking Love You, which is in pre-production, we're scheduled to shoot in about 3 weeks, actually.
Awesome.
And we're doing a documentary about DACA that we're really excited about.
That's really awesome too. You guys are not only creating amazing content, but it's just providing a message too, and I feel that sometimes, that's awesome, because I feel that that's more needed. I feel sometimes, obviously, people, they want to see those dramas, those, great, series that are out there, but sometimes that important message, social message, needs to be said. And that's where you provoke the conversation, doing the projects like this, with this series, without just taking, time from Our Quinceañera. I'm really excited to talk about this because you guys won the Audience Award in the Bentonville Film Festival. And by the way, I want to say congratulations, because it's awesome being one of the only Latina directors. That's says a lot from you, Fanny, being awarded by not the festival, by the audience. That's at the end of the day the one that really provides acceptance and accepted work. I Freaking Love You sounds like an awesome project. If you can tell us a little bit, I really love that title. A little bit about that and what is the synopsis about the project.
Sure thing. Yeah, so I Freaking Love You is going to live online. We're creating these vignettes that'll be about 5 minutes long, and we have a cast that we're working with that we're excited. There are other working Latinos in the industry, and not just Latinos, but other diverse actors in the industry. And what each episode is going to be a standalone episode. So, for instance, an actor will play one role in one episode, then in the next episode, they're a completely different character.
Awesome.
And and all the episodes revolve around different types of love, different relationships, which would be, romantic love between a man and woman, between, mother and child, between best friends, self-love, between, just different types of love.
That's really awesome.
And at the end of the day, what does everyone look for? What does everyone really want to do? They want to be loved. If it doesn't have to be a romantic type of love, but is something that we need in our lives, and I don't think anybody can get enough of it. So.
It sounds super exciting. I'm really looking. It really sounds super exciting because I feel that nobody have done something like this. Really?
Yeah.
No, not yet.
We want to also use it as a platform to showcase the talent of very diverse cast. Mm-hmm. So we hope that this is a platform for them.
Yeah, and some of our cast members are on different shows like Viva. They were on East Los High. Tyler Perry's shows, The Have and Have Nots.
Correct.
Things like that. So they're all wonderful actors, like Fanny said, that we really want to help elevate their career to another level, to really get maximum exposure, to just see how talented, this diverse group of actors is.
You both, I have to say, you both have worked, you, Fanny, and Nelson have worked with the great John Leguizamo. He's a big champion of our community of Latinos. Yep. And definitely he's been representing Latinos for many years and have break a lot of boundaries for us. You guys work as well, in you work as Latin History for Morons. That still, the show is just amazing. He was doing the stage show in LA, and the ratings are amazing, working with
last night.
Yeah.
We went to last night and we talked to him. So yeah, it was really great to be there. It was a packed house. So he's helping share the message.
Yeah, and
inclusion.
Yeah, we're actually going to be working with him again, and mostly Fanny. We're working on a project. We'll release it soon to the public, but we can't really say too much about it just yet. But,
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, but it's even the great thing about John is that he is a celebrity, but he's one of the celebrities that understands the need in our community and is keeping the door open for the rest of us and really making a difference, because a lot of people are afraid of that. They're afraid of, taking care of their career or they don't get blacklisted. The truth is, as Latinos, we're already kind of blacklisted.
I agree.
I mean, what more can they take from us? And that's why it's taking a stand for ourselves and demanding
our own content.
Yeah,
demanding us to.
Absolutely. And look, I always want to give people the benefit of the doubt. There are a lot of people who are good out there who just don't understand what the lack of diversity means to a person, to a person of color or to someone who's part of the LGBTQ community or anything like that. So it's not about, being angry and shoving it down people's throats. It's just showing like, hey, listen, this is real life. This is what diversity is. This is what real life is.
Correct.
And it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and it's awesome that you guys say that, because I feel that sometimes, like now, Nelson, you were touching base about this, about the platforms. You got the Netflix, you got the Amazons, that they're, platforms that they were created, as disruptors to, the home video specific, business model that was before. I feel that there's still a need in some kind of way, and it's still not out there, a platform for like a Hispanic marketplace or like a Latino marketplace for our work, even though this gonna be put, and I have seen more titles in the Amazon Primes and the Netflix. Obviously Netflix just investing a lot more, in Latino or Hispanic or Spanish content. I feel sometimes that there's so much out there that we're not capturing, we're not seeing. Do you feel that there's gonna be a need for a platform like that pretty soon?
Well, no, and yeah, actually, I want to say something on it because, the thing is, we're sitting here and, people think that we need to make Latin content for us, but we're American.
Correct. I agree.
We're in the States. So whenever we keep dividing we keep dividing ourselves, like we need Latin content. It's like, we watch everything in English. Of course, every once in a while, because we're fluent in Spanish, we can watch a cool show on TV. Like La Casa de Papel, Las Casas de las Flores, things like that.
Yeah.
That was good.
and we'll watch them in Spanish. But the thing is, like, we don't go into, Latinos that are, our generation, Generation X or, millennials and things like that. We watch English titled content.
I agree.
And
yeah, me too. Yeah, I do it. Yeah.
Exactly. And because we're of Latin descent doesn't mean we watch only Spanish stuff. It's like saying that our quote unquote white friends have to watch, German or Irish, language content, and it's
True.
just simply something that needs to be changed. So that's where we are with it. We just want American, content that is as American as anything else, because we are American, and it just exists.
No, yeah.
Yeah, we want to include it in the platforms. We want to see ourselves represented, not necessarily have our own platform. Like, they already exist. Yeah. There's a lot of platforms already, like Pantalla and things like that. I think the most effective thing is to give us our little space or a big space on Netflix, on primetime television, on the Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
We don't want to be others.
No, of course. We want to be inclusive in those as big platforms. I agree. I agree. And it's a great point that you guys brought, because I had the conversation with a couple of creators that said we should do our own play. And I feel that's really interesting. But how about breaking the barrier? That's even way better.
Hard to start our own platform, like distribution, because it just requires a lot of marketing dollars, and we're not going to compete against Netflix. We just have to demand our place on those platforms that already exist.
I agree.
Yeah. You guys showed One Day at a Time, which was
really good.
It was a great show, and it's it's about an American family, but they have Latino roots in the show, Cuban roots, but they're American. So it's more like that. It's more stuff like that needs to be out there. And people will get used to it and understand it. Everyone, Americans look like, with every shade and from all walks of life. So
correct. No, and I definitely agree with you both on that tremendously, because I feel that our story have to be inclusive with everyone. So that's awesome. Fanny and Nelson, Our Quinceañera. This is the project that you guys recently launched. You guys won the Audience Award in the Bentonville Film Festival. It is awesome because I really heard about San Benito, Texas, but I didn't know that how united as a community they were, and they do this amazing quinceañera for all the quinceañeras on the town that they cannot afford the quinceañeras, our traditional quinceañeras, and it's a beautiful, beautiful documentary. Tell us about this wonderful and beautiful experience and this wonderful work, because I feel that everyone is going to be touched by such story and real story about a community, how they get together to just make the quinceañeras that are such an important year, such an important festivity in our heritage, and how many lives are impacted by this amazing community and what they do for the quinceañera kids. Can you talk to us about this wonderful experience?
Okay, so a friend of mine I've known for, how many, 11 years now? Oh, yeah, I think it's about 11 years. So he's a friend of mine. He's also the executive producer, Gilbert Galvan Jr.
Yeah.
He came to me one day and said, "Hey, listen, I've got this amazing story of something my father's doing at the school he's a principal of in Texas, in San Benito." And he told me about this, and I was like, "Wait a minute, you mean he does this for the community?" And hold on, I got to tell Fanny about this. So I told Fanny, and she had the best reaction. As soon as I told her about this, she says, "Yeah, we got to do this. Let's do this."
That's awesome.
The thing with that was, let's do this doesn't mean let's just go film it. Let's do this meant we got to run a crowdfunding campaign because there weren't any funds for it. So we had to raise the funds for it. And the quinceañera was about 2 months away.
Wow.
So
you guys were in a time crunch. Wow.
Oh, yeah. Not only a time crunch, 30-day campaign. We had, a week or two to set it up. We launched the campaign, then it takes some time for the platform to pay you. And all of that, there's pre-production mixed in all of that.
Wow.
Yeah. and led by our wonderful director here. Yeah. She led us to victory and was able to capture a wonderful story.
So the movie's about high school principal who hosts a free quinceañera for his students. And he started with 4 girls. And the year that we filmed it, there were 80 girls.
Wow.
And it's really beautiful because the entire town of San Benito gets together, and the dresses are donated, the food is donated. The DJ is a kid that takes a class at the school. The arts boys walk the girls. Each family gets their own table. The local church prepares the food. It's just become this beautiful, beautiful production. And their goal is to make the girls feel like, any dream can come true, because most of them didn't think that they would ever be able to have a quinceañera, because it's really expensive. So we were able to capture the whole process and to see their big smiles. It's really beautiful. And then we've been, screening it. We just started screening it, and it's great to see audiences' reactions. They get really moved by the story, and that was our goal, to really create a film that's positive and that creates a true representation of community. And we also wanted to honor educators, because they have a huge impact in our lives.
I agree.
So we're happy that people are loving the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's wonderful that you were able to capture such a great manifestation of how community love and how just impacting other people's lives, and just, this girls, and the principal and the whole story. I think educators are so important, and sometimes they're so overlooked. Oh yeah, they're a teacher. Well, teachers, they really have an important role in my formation, in your formation, in everyone's formation, because they are truly important. We spend sometimes even more time with them than our own parents, and you being able to put together such a great story, and it's so amazing. I really always get moved, because a lot of people, they say, well, everyone is just looking for themselves. Well, they're looking for the community in this great documentary. And I think that is a great message out there, that when communities, they get together and they really push forward and they really want to impact in a positive way, it is important, and great things, they come out of that. So, just having this community sense, what do you learn from this process? Not only from the standpoint of yes, I saw this great manifestation in the front of me as a director, but how the community took the screening, because I can imagine that maybe San Benito was the first one to see the screening of this documentary. How was that reaction?
We were the third. We just screened it last week to them.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
really?
It was amazing. We were really nervous.
Yeah, well, it's their story, so we wanted to see how they thought, how they took on our creation of portraying their story.
They loved it.
Yeah.
Still getting notes.
Yeah.
They're like, thank you for telling our story. So that was great. We learned that there are communities that need to be, and things that our communities doing that needs to be showcased, that needs to be celebrated. And we also learned that there is a hunger for these stories to be told.
No, I feel that the positive stories, they need to come out more often. No, definitely. Nelson and Fanny, close to 30 days you did crowdfunding, and then after that you were down in San Benito just shooting a documentary. I cannot believe the stress levels.
It's like the money came in, we bought the airplane tickets, it's like we're out of here.
Yeah.
Hey, but when it's meant to be, right? It's meant to be.
Yeah.
I believe in that. If it's meant to be, it's going to happen, and you just allow grace and magic.
Mm-hmm.
From this amazing documentary that, Avenida Productions have created, what other documentaries are in the horizon? You guys have 14 projects on the board. The Freaking Love is one of them that I'm really excited to see more about that amazing project. We have our quinceañera that I'm looking forward for all of the audience to just watch this amazing story. It is amazing. It is beautiful. You're gonna learn a lot. Us as human beings, we need to learn more about these amazing stories. And Fanny Grande, the director that we have with us today, and Nelson have put this wonderful documentary. So we gotta support it. But Avenida Productions have more on the horizon. What is next for the company? What is next for you both in the creation of wonderful content?
We have documentary we've been working on for 3 years called My DACA Life, which we're really excited about that one. and that's going to be finished very soon.
Awesome.
We are adapting a book called From the Barrio to the Boardroom. Right now we're creating the script, and Robert Renterias, who's the only two Martin Luther King Jr. awards for writing. He's, trusted us with making his award-winning book into a movie. And we have a lot, but those are like the ones that we're really excited about so far.
Yeah. I mean, eventually the hope of this company is to transition to something where we're on a studio level and really have that type of influence and resources to go ahead and just create and green light films. And I think what we're doing now is creating our community of support around us. The more colleagues and community members that we get to team up with and partners in other organizations, the more that becomes a reality. But everything we do is with the sense of doing it all as a community, because that's how we're going to make a change.
You both with Avenida Productions, and your entire career, you both as actors, you both as producers and directors. What have been the most rewarding experience in this process of just from being actors working for other projects, but now you guys are creating your own? Is that special feeling in every single project that we're working for something for ourselves? How is being that transition? Because I always say to people, it's not the same to just work for somebody else, but when you're working for yourself and then letting the world see your work, it have to be such a rewarding feeling and hit those fibers internally in your heart and your soul that really change the perspective of how you see your work in the future. How is being that rewarding experience? If you can explain a little bit about this new chapter in both professional lives?
Yeah, we worked really hard, and it's very difficult to make a movie. So when we are able to show it and you feel that people are truly moved by the work, it makes it all worth it, right? Especially when people thank us. They thank us. Thank you so much for making this. Thank you for showing us this way on the big screen. That to me is just the best.
We take on our work with bigger ideas, meaning whatever we do is bigger than us. It's bigger than just Fanny and I. It's bigger than our entire staff. It's for the community and it's for the world. So when you look at things through that perspective of making a change, we have kids. We have 3 kids also. So we want to leave this place. We want to make this a more beautiful world, a more beautiful society, and we're doing our part with it. So that's where when we do these screenings and people are crying and they love what we're doing, it really makes it worth it.
I'm a father. I'm a father too. Of a 1-year-old. And a professional. And obviously, my wife does a lot in the house. But not only that, I do help too. But it's difficult sometimes as professionals these days to just find that balance as parents and professionals and create. You both being business partners, being husband and wife, being creators, but having a family as well. It's difficult sometimes to just have that family balance. And I ask because I always find that sometimes I'm struggling in this area that I'm like super involved with Dialogo and the businesses that I run. And then sometimes I feel unbalanced. Dude, sometimes you find yourself in that spot, and how you guys are able to balance this amazing life, challenging work, running Avenida Productions, that is a wonderful, wonderful company, this amazing projects, documentaries, but keeping home as well as a sanctuary.
I think we have an advantage because, see, I married my partner.
That's awesome too. Yeah.
if I have an idea at 3 a.m, I don't have to wait till the next morning.
Awesome.
I can just be like, hey, listen, hey, babe.
Hey, don't wake me up.
I've got a great idea.
Yeah.
For me, I think the balance is finding the workability. I know what I'm good at and I know what I'm not good at. And Fanny knows what she excels with and what she needs help with. See, I didn't say what she's not good at, because she's good at everything. I said what she needs help with.
That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, we do have that advantage, and that advantage is not just marrying, we're doing business with your partner, because a lot of people can't work together with their spouse, and that's perfectly fine. We just found something that does work for us. We prioritize
Sure.
Family.
First, for sure. And even when we come to work, like I mentioned earlier, what we do is in the grander scale for our family, for our community. So it's waking up as early as possible is also going to definitely help accomplish that.
More hours in the day.
Yeah.
Being able to find that balance. And, our boys are teenagers now, so they don't do this as much.
Yeah.
And the little, we give her that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. In addition to Avenida Productions, you guys had a big resume with many, many big productions, and as actors both. In this process of just being entrepreneurs, do you have come the proposal of hey guys, we have this great project outside of Avenida Productions, and look at those. Do you guys struggle a little bit because you guys are building this wonderful company and building these amazing stories and having all these projects, and sometimes leaving a project of your own to just work in another one because it is a good opportunity to keep building? As well, it's difficult to choose between the company and then that proposal or opportunity outside of the company, or it's just hey, we'll take it because this will help more the company in growing our brand and our projects? It's difficult sometimes to take that decision or make that decision?
I mean, we were literally last week. We were literally screening the movie, and I jumped on the plane to come to another flat. So we kind of have this philosophy of you can have it all,
Absolutely.
So we are working actors. We're blessed to be working actors. That is our passion.
Correct.
And there are two of us too. We're a team. He books a big job. I'm so proud, and I'm going to handle the company. And we also have a great team. They're over here.
Yeah. No, awesome. Yeah.
That helps. That allows us to be able to pursue our acting, but also, do the work that we're doing with Avenida.
Yeah, and I would say having our company definitely supports our acting career because, well, number one, if I get asked for time off to go to an audition, I'm sure I can get the time off.
Sure.
Yeah, and then the other things come with, like Fanny said, if we have to jump on a flight, change the schedule, it's what she had to do. Fanny actually was supposed to leave later, but because she had an audition and she's committed not to the company, but to her acting career and to everything else that we have in our life, it's all right, switch the flight, make it happen. I stayed back. I held down the remaining of the screening, and we met back up here.
That's really awesome, and not only as a team, but just looking at the broad picture, because I have talked to many actors and other professionals, and they're like, oh, well, I'm focusing my project and I just want to stay in the project. And sometimes those opportunities really help your company and help your brand and help your career be as well, more successful. This is really awesome. What message you would like to give? You both been successful professionals that I truly respect a lot, and a lot of people. I know that we have a lot of actors that they watch, Dialogo from New York. A lot of New York actors in Broadway trying to transition to obviously the film industry and from many parts of the world. What message you both, being amazing Latinos representing us in Hollywood, but as well being entrepreneurs, that's definitely the pinnacle. I feel sometimes, but as well it's a challenge, but the pinnacle as any professional in the movie business to have their own company, a production company. What message you would like to provide out there to all of those actors that they're starting or professionals that they're starting, their careers, and they would like to understand how they can get there? What will be the key or one of those messages or advice that you will provide to them in order to be successful eventually in the future?
I'll give you two sides, as an actor and as a business owner.
Yeah.
As an actor, really just focus on building a career. Treat it like a career. Treat acting like a career. It's easy to come to LA or New York, wherever you're at, and get caught up in the mix of hanging out with actors and doing all that stuff. I'm not saying don't do that, but when you get your auditions, look at your material and prepare it, because people like myself and other people will go get professionally coached, spend hours on it, break it down, and go in there with a solid plan on how to book that. And I've already done all my research and everything on the casting directors and everything. So that's my advice for acting.
Correct.
You want it to be treat it like career. You want it to be like a hobby, treat it like a hobby. As a business owner, and I'd say this for any business owner, just really take on that you are a person who is just a problem solver. Because starting a business is tough. It has to do with the money, the logistics, the client base, your client experience, everything, whatever it is, especially when you're learning, you're going to find a lot of holes and a lot of things that come up. And that's what really separates the successful business owners, I believe, from the ones that don't succeed so well, because it's just a series of occurrences, and how you respond to them, affect, and find a solution for the problem is going to really set you up powerfully to really be able to have some success.
That's awesome advice. Fanny, what advice you will provide as a director too? Nelson said amazing advice there. I feel that sometimes, like in acting, some people tend to find, or basically look at acting as a hobby. I feel that acting is like being an engineer, being a director, being a manager in a company. I feel that you gotta take it seriously in order so the industry takes you seriously when you're auditioning. Fanny, any advice from your side, being one of those only few women and amazing Latinas in Hollywood, directing, what advice you would like to provide to all those Latina women and women in general that they want to have a career in the movie business?
I'd say create your own opportunities. Don't leave your faith in anybody else's hands. Don't wait for that call. Create your own opportunities. That's the best thing to do, especially as a woman of color in this business. And have a vision and a mission, something that's bigger than you, that's going to keep you going, that will really clarify why you're doing what you're doing.
That's a really awesome advice. This weekend, Sunday, October the 20th, you guys have the amazing LA premiere of Our Quinceañera. Really awesome. We'll be in downtown Independent in LA. You guys are really nervous for this one. San Benito was where it was created. This was in Texas, and the premiere was recent there. But now it's LA. Now it's where
Yeah.
Friends coming and family and people in the industry, and the Quinceañera magazine's going to be there with a couple quinceañeras. We're going to have a party after. It's a big celebration, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's our home screening.
Correct.
Yes.
Going to have some press there, and it's going to. Overall, I think we're just more excited to show it to our community and our people. On what we've created.
Then we're also screening it in Houston, November 1st.
Awesome. Where do you guys have a location in Houston where it's gonna be screened?
Rice Cinema.
Rice Cinema. Okay, so all our audience in Houston that we have a great chunk in Texas, definitely November the 1st. Our Quinceañera will be screened as well in Houston, so that's really awesome. So any other screens that we want to be, I just want to promote this amazing documentary to the world, because I feel that is awesome. Any other screenings in addition to that?
At Cine Sol. So it's going to be at South Padre Island, November 23rd and 24th.
Awesome. Very beautiful South Padre Island. That's in the southern part. Yeah, it's a really beautiful area of Texas. And November 23 and the 24th as well, they're going to be screening Our Quinceañera. And I really hope that the whole country keeps screening in many other cities Our Quinceañera, because it's a wonderful story directed by the amazing Fanny Grande. Nelson involved in the project. Nelson, you produced this amazing project, with Fanny. Any other words that you would like to, or a message you would like to provide to all our community, and a message to all of the people that they have followed you guys? Because I know for a fact there's people that they have followed your careers and see you in many projects. Message to all of them, to the that they're all listening and watching Dialogo today?
Yeah, please support Latino filmmakers. You see that a movie is out in theaters, go watch it. If there's a show that has a Latino lead, watch it. Tell other people about it, because the only way we're going to change this industry is by supporting each other and by demanding that content is created that's representative. So if you're listening to this, please come watch our film, but not just ours. Come watch every movie that has a Latino lead, even if it's not your cup of tea. The way that the industry works, it's in numbers. And Latinos actually spend the most money on film and watch the most television, but we don't go watch things that represent us. So it's important that we support each other so that we can start, seeing our stories being told more often.
That's a really awesome message. So, and I replicate to that. We should support all our work and support each other and support all creators. Latino creators, and with all the content. Nelson, Fanny, it's been a tremendous honor to have you on the show. I'm extremely excited for this amazing chapter in your careers. Here is your house. We will support your projects all the time. So whenever you have any other project, I freaking love you, or any of the projects on the board that you guys are going to be working, please don't hesitate and present to us what you guys have, because our audience respects, love movies, loves Latino creators, and not only that, but we respect you guys, and we want to thank you so much for allowing us to have you guys on the show, and not only that, but adding a lot and providing a lot to our Latino community and representing us in Hollywood. And I really want to thank you both, and my respects to you guys, and for allowing me to interview you guys and have all the audience listen to this amazing, beautiful story that I know we have more to talk in our next, in our next opportunity that we're going to talk with you guys with another project pretty soon. So I want to thank you both for taking the time to speak with us today.
Wonderful. Yeah, thanks for having us on. We appreciate it, Luis.
No,
Nice to meet you.
No, nice to meet you both, and thank you so much. I want to make sure that everyone, please support Our Quinceañera, okay? Our Quinceañera documentary, directed by Fanny Grande and Nelson Grande, producer of this amazing documentary. It will be screened Sunday, the 20th of October, Downtown Independent in Los Angeles, 24th South Padre Island. And it will be screened in Houston again. Funny, what day you mentioned? It was
November 1st.
November 1st.
Yeah, we're going to screen it next week in Phoenix.
Oh, yeah, next week in Phoenix. We're going to be at Arizona State University.
So the best way to follow is to just like our Facebook page.
Yeah, or go to avenida.tv, correct? Avenida.tv. That's Avenida Productions website. Go to avenida.tv. Just in that way, you can watch the trailer and you can watch all the news, and as well follow them in Facebook and social media. So in that way, you can stay up to date with all the projects that Avenida Productions have, and as well the amazing Our Quinceañera documentary directed by Fanny and produced by Nelson. Again, thank you so much, both of you.
To our other producer, Gilbert Gambard Jr., who's also the executive producer of the film.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome.
There's
So,
three of them.
definitely. And Avenida Productions, obviously, behind this amazing, beautiful project. Again, thank you so much for both of you. And we look forward to see more of you. And here is your house anytime. We'll support you, and we want to thank you, and we respect your work. Okay. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.